All right, here with the 600 Super Sport action in a massive 18-lap race, and the update in points, Avalon Biddle now leading the championship, but only 9 points in it, back to Toby Summers. So here we go, lights are on and ready for a start. And all the way clear, David Hall got a great jump off the middle of the front row, so a brilliant start from David Hall as he struggles to get the front wheel down, the leg off the pegs and heading into turn one. David Hall, a brilliant start. Avalon Biddle going to try and go right around the outside of him, and Toby Summers is in there as well. So Avalon Biddle will go right around the outside and lead them with Toby Summers there. And second, fighting with David Hall. There's side by side heading into the S's, and David Hall's going to sneak in front and hold on to second place. So Avalon Biddle, David Hall, then go back to Toby Summers, who's going to be right there and maybe look for a lunge. No, he's going to try and go around the outside into the left-hander, Seth Devereux. A good start from Seth on the Mega Motorcycle Centre Underground Brown Tribe. He's there in fourth place. And a good start there from Dale Finch as well. And Ashton Hughes, a better start from Ashton. Then we go back to Rogan Chandler, who was on the podium last race round. He's back in about 8th place. But Avalon Biddle leads them in and out of Higgins, with David Hall still ahead of Toby Summers. And then Seth Devereux with a great drive out on the back straight. So this is better stuff from Seth Devereux as we go back to Dale Finch and Ashton Hughes there. So the four-way battle for the lead as they head into turn 7. The Go Media right-hander here at Circuit Chris Aim on Manfeild. And Avalon Biddle's going to lead them down the front straight, and then Toby Summers is all over the back of David Hall now.
Yeah, hot pace there, 18 laps, 17 laps to go here for the final race of the weekend. We've still got 3 next weekend, but Avalon Biddle fairly dominant out in the front there. Just cancel that call. Sorry folks, here Avalon Biddle in the front, but David Hall, look at the way he leans over coming out of that turn 2 into turn 3, just got it sorted. Seems to have got away from Toby Summers a little bit, but Toby, expect him to come back strong. We got an 18 lap journey, and great to see Seth Devereux coming back and showing some of the form that he had, particularly at Timaru, where he won a race at Timaru from memory.
Yeah, he did. He won they had 4 races at Timaru, that a bonus one carried over from round 1, and I think it might have been race 2 or race 3 on the program. He managed to get through and win that, and he was elated. But,
and 2 second places down there as well, there, Brad.
Had a great weekend, had a bit of drama at Hampton Downs where he lost the front in 2 of the 3 motos, so not the greatest trip to the North Island so far, but here he is at Manfeild running in 4th place. But the lady in charge, Avalon Biddle, look at David Hall now getting right up on along the back wheel on there, down the front straight. So Avalon Biddle, David Hall, nothing in that battle for the lead. Toby Summers in 3rd, Seth Devereux in 4th, with Dale Finch, go back to Ashton Hughes and then Rogan Chandler. So it's 7th place for Rogan, so he'll be looking to put a bit of a charge on. We see David Hall getting right up on the back of Avalon Biddle, so David Hall, will he have a look in the
yes, he will.
Not going to be quite close enough.
Oh, that's a pretty good lunge though, and it's certainly given Avalon the information that someone's coming to get her. She wants to hold on to her points lead, wants to be consistent, of course, but now she's got David Hall to contend to, and I'd expect Toby Summers on the Mad Bud Love Media Kawasaki, the Carl Cox sponsored machine there, to reel these lead 2 riders in. Don't forget Seth Devereux riding a 675 3-cylinder Triumph as opposed to the 4-cylinder other bikes out there. Scott Structure has loaned a bike to Dale Finch. He had a crash in race 1 there, and the bike just switched off down the front straight in race 2, so hopefully the jinxing's gone and he gets out there and has a good solid finish. Zuram Wiki out there on bike 24, Rob Woodall 74, Richard Barkin Barrett on 19 at the tail end of the field, Ian Reid and Nathaniel Diprose. So down the front straight again, who's the fastest? It was David Hall last lap. In fact, David Hall at 107.566 or 107.675 for an Avalon Biddle. So he's just 0.1 of a second quicker, but a little bit slower in that last lap. So 160.746 for Toby Summers. He's now cracked the magic ton around Manfeild, and so has Seth Devereux. So 4 riders there in this race, averaged 100 miles an hour around this circuit. Great racing, and still 15 laps to go as we look into the hairpin there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. Avalon Biddle and David Hall. We've had a great weekend so far for David Hall, a couple of trips to the podium, but he'll want to go one better. He'll want to get on that top step. We've got an 18 lap ahead to see what he can do. Avalon Biddle's going to lead into Higgins, but I've noticed a little bit of cloud cover now. That'll just start sneaking that track temperature down a little bit and really start helping these guys for grip. So Avalon Biddle leads them down the back straight. David Hall, then Toby Summers just starting to lose touch with that top 2 battle, but still a massive 14.5 laps to go. Seth Devereux there in 4th place as well on the Heat Miser Triumph. This is all on here, and Avalon Biddle She's already had 2 wins and taken the lead in the championship, but she's under a bit of pressure here from David Hall, Spider.
Yeah, definitely. Now, David Hall, in fact, who was the fastest in that lap? I think it was 3rd place, Toby Summers. So I said before, he's going to come on strong, and certainly the lap times have disappeared off our screen. We're going back to the B screen there, the second screen, but when that comes back on, we'll talk about it. David Hall stronger there through turn 3. Now Avalon Biddle will be able to hear that David Hall napping on her heels. And who's going to take the inside line up to the hairpin? It is, no, they both follow each other around. David doesn't think he's got enough to take and pass there, so he's going to settle her back into the slipstream. A 107.545 for Toby Summers there, 107.646 for Avalon Biddle, and a 107.712 for David Hall. 108s for the next 2 riders, Seth Devereaux and Dale Finch. Ashton Hughes, a 108.354 on the Big Bush Farms sponsored machine, the Hughes Motors sponsored machine. Great to see his father and stepmother coming up from Greymouth, surprising him. So where we go, here he goes, somebody says in the background. This is Toby Summers mounting on the fight there, but it still is the battle out the front. It's closer between 1st and 2nd than it is between 2nd and 3rd. Here comes David Hall, right inside the white line. They pass the start-finish line. I reckon there's about 10 thousandths in that. We're going to wait till the screen refreshes. David Hall tries to take the lunge up inside. You can sit the bike up longer and stay on the brakes, but Avalon Biddle held the corner speed round there. Toby Summers has not dropped off the pace either. Toby's definitely strong. 39 thousandths of a second between 1st and 2nd place there. The fastest man on the track in that lap was David Hall in 2nd place, but only just a little bit faster than Toby. 0.1 of a second behind that is Avalon Biddle out in the front. She's got to break the wind. Look at that, David Hall's bike's a little bit stronger. The 2 Kawasaki's have a Suzuki amongst them. The 28 machine of David Hall, the dairy farmer from Te Awamutu. Seth Devereaux will be having some good onboard footage of this, and he's going to get closer, I'm sure, to give us some good onboard footage of these 3 people dicing it out front. I was going to say 3 guys. No, lady, then a man, and then another man.
There we go, the update heading down the back straight, and Avalon Biddle. Let's see David Hall. He had a great run out of turn 7 last time around, and now look at Toby, who's right on the back wheel as well. So this is going to be a great little fight. There's still going to be 12 laps to go as they cross the line, but it is going to be Avalon Biddle narrowly ahead of David Hall, and then Toby Summers in 3rd place. Seth Devereaux there, a good 4th place so far for Seth. And there we go, another little look up the inside, but not close enough. That Aussie Performance MTF Kawasaki of Avalon just has good brakes at the moment into turn 1. So watch David, he gets right up into the S's, flicks it left into turn 3 and ends up right on the back wheel. So Avalon Biddle has got her work cut out for her this time around. She's got to fight off David Hall and now Toby Summers right there. So a full-on 3-way battle for the lead. And then, like we say, go back to the number 11 machine. That is the Heat Miser Underground Brown Megas Motorcycle Centre Triumph of Seth Devereaux there in 4th place.
Look at this battle for 5th, 6th and 7th coming out of the hairpin. It is Rogan Chandler in front and then Dale Finch and Ashton Hughes. Ashton Hughes got pushed back at the hairpin there. Dale Finch went ahead of him. But Ashton trying on the outside, he got ahead maybe, but there's 3 bikes there, Rogan Chandler, Dale Finch and Ashton Hughes on the Hughes Motors sponsored Triumph 675 from Greymouth. He winds it up down the back straight. Can he get ahead of Dale Finch there? Pulls up beside him, but Dale just that smidgen later on the brakes. The 3 bikes come down the start finish line there. Avalon Biddle, David Hall and Toby Summers. Who's the quickest of these 3? In fact, there's not much in it. There's less than 30 thousandths of a second between those 3 riders coming round there out of the Toyota corner there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, this is brilliant to watch. This is all fair here going through into the S's. We've got Avalon Biddle with the number 3 yellow machine out in front with David Hall and Toby Summers. Toby just buying his time. There's still a massive 11 laps to go, so he's got plenty of time to mount an attack here, but he's right there in touch with the leaders. It's a brilliant little 3-way fight. They head out of the left-hander down the centre straight here at Manfeild, and Avalon Biddle with David Hall getting a good run out of there. Let's see if he's got enough drive to pull up alongside. He's going to go around the outside of Avalon Biddle, which is not going to be an easy feat, but look at that right there, and then Toby is in there as well. So out of Higgins they go, and Avalon Biddle ahead of David Hall with Toby Summers there. Look at that great little 3-way fight. It's a lonely old ride in 4th there for Seth Devereaux, and then that great little battle 5th, 6th and 7th with Rogan Chandler ahead of Ashton Hughes and Dale Finch there. So that's a great little battle to keep our eyes on. But out of Go Media and down the front straight, Avalon Biddle is holding off the fight. But David Hall, look at how close he is now with Toby Summers riding behind it as well. So that's a brilliant fight we're going to watch. And I reckon if David gets a good drive out of turn 1, have a look at how good he goes through turn 2 and the run up to the S's. So this is the strong point for David Hall and see if he can get close enough to Avalon to have a little look into the S's. No, he's not going to be close enough this time around, but Avalon Biddle certainly going to be able to hear that GSXR 600 in behind her, and this is all on here. Is he going to be close enough? Not quite close enough. Toby Summers going to go up the inside and get into second place, and gets a good enough drive out of there, so a good move. Toby Summers has got into second place, but David's going to pull up alongside him. I think Toby with the inside line there is going to have enough, so we've got to change for second place, and it is now Toby Summers up into second. The Carl Cox Motorsport Mad Love Media Kawasaki of Toby Summers is now into second place, so let's see this battle start heating up now with Avalon Biddle leading ahead of Toby Summers, and then David Hall trying to argue and push up the inside, and I think he might have the inside line. They're going to be side by side, and David Hall now back into second place, so this is a great little fight here, and meanwhile this might play in the hands of Seth Devereux. Looks like he might be catching up to this lead pack.
A 108.064 for Toby Summers, a 107.7932 for David Hall, a 107.822 for Avalon Biddle. So still the quickest on the track. Oh, look at that, 7.74, so 7.74. Seth Devereux's just smashed out his fastest lap, and he's now going to pull, I think, onto the back of these people. He's 2 seconds behind, but now Seth Devereux's coming on strong there. He's on the beautiful, bright orange Triumph. This is the bike that won the Supersport 600cc class last year, and we go another place back into fourth. There's David Hall, goes back into the lead. He goes back in the lead. He's going to hold it. I don't think Avalon's got an answer for this, and Toby Summers climbs on the back of Avalon. I'm going to go back to Rogan Chandler and Ashton Hughes. Rogan now in 5th place there, and Ashton Hughes pulls up the side and on the Higgins corner, takes the high line. It's further to go around, but it means he won't run wide. Tucks in now into the slipstreaming, so I'm watching this battle. Rogan Chandler has not quite got the speed coming out of Higgins like Ashton Hughes, but he does up the pace there. Ashton slips in behind him as we see the lead bikes coming over the start-finish line with 8 laps to go. David Hall in the lead on the number 28, the PJ, Peter Johnson and Colin prepared bike. Absolutely outstanding. 19 hours drive on Friday to go back up to Waihi to pick the right tyres. They had some come in here, they were the incorrect tyres, so the team just put in that commitment, and 19-hour drive there and back. Wonder what sort of music they listened to all the way, but listen to the music of the bikes out there, the 28 out in the front, and now Avalon Biddle's under the serious threat of Toby Summers. Toby goes high, Avalon goes low. He's going to cut. In fact, he goes right round the outside, makes the track longer. They're parallel. You can only see one bike, the yellow bike on the inside, the black bike out there, both Kawasaki's, and David Hall's just cut the track, and here comes Seth Devereux in 4th place. Who's it going to be, Brad Ritchie?
Yeah, Toby Summers got the inside line and think he might have enough brakes to get it done, so Toby Summers, what a move, and went right around the outside of the left-hander, but look at that Avalon Biddle, that Aussie Performance power she'll have, and look at how much smaller she can tuck in that fairing. So it looks like Toby's just done enough to hold off the charge, but David Hall, what an advantage. He snuck out there. There's about a 10 bike length advantage. They head out of Go Media down the front straight, so we'll have a look at lap times. It's got to be David Hall, the faster of those three out there last lap around. Toby Summers and Avalon Biddle there in 3rd place, with Seth Devereux now clawing his way into this fight.
A 7.48, 458 for David Hall. So waiting for the main screen to come up. We've got the best time down the bottom, 107.458. Last lap, 107.8, 108.1, 108.5 for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. So Toby Summers, 0.4 of a second ahead of Avalon on that last lap, and he's starting to open it up. Can he reel in David Hall? Personally, I don't think so, but 7 laps go. But we never write off anybody of these top 3, particularly Toby Summers, mate. He's a fighter. I talked to him, I said, what about your swearing when you come off in the last race? He said, well, I did a little bit of swearing, then I looked at my lap time and realised that I know why I fell off. I was just pushing it so hard, and found the limits, same limits that Avalon Biddle found in the Suzuki Series on that same corner. But let's not put the commentator's curse on him. Let's watch David Hall, Toby Summers and Avalon Biddle, the podium there going down that back straight. Seth Devereux on a lonely ride there, and in behind them it's still Rogan Chandler and Ashton Hughes on the Hughes Motor Triumph 675. There he is. Ashton Hughes pulls up right almost beside Rogan Chandler. Doesn't quite pull the brakes on quite as hard around that big sweep here, coming into the sweep around on the Go Media corner onto the front straight. Back over to turn 1 with the lead 3 bikes here, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. So David Hall, Toby Summers, Avalon Biddle, there's not a hell of a lot in it, but David Hall just got a little bit of a gap, enough with 6 laps to go maybe to try and hold off the fight, but you can see the front end moving around to that Carl Cox Motorsport Mad Love Media biker Toby Summers. He's pushing every little inch he can, and pulls right up in behind David as they head into the left-hander. Avalon Biddle's got the best seat in the house to watch this charge here at the moment, but it is David Hall, Toby Summers, Avalon Biddle. That's your top 3 heading down the centre straight here at Manfeild. Seth Devereux on the number 11 Underground Brown Triumph. That's 4th place at the moment. And then Rogan Chandler still doing enough to hold off Ashton Hughes in the battle for 5th and 6th place. Dale Finch, a lonely ride there in 7th. But down the back straight we go, and David Hall is just holding firm there ahead of Toby Summers. And Avalon just looking like she might be just falling away a little bit. Let's see if tyres are going to come into play. We'll notice that the cloud covers come and the track temperature will be slowly cooling down. But there we go, Toby Summers gets a great drive out of turn 7. And David Hall will lead them across the line with 5 laps to go now. Toby Summers and Avalon Biddle. Have they got an answer for David Hall, Spider?
Well, I'll tell you what, Avalon Biddle's just set her fastest lap on lap... is that Toby Summers down again? Was that Toby down again? Yes, it is. Yes, he's down in turn 1 there at the Toyota corner. So Avalon Biddle sits there in 2nd place with David Hall out in the front on the 28 machine. He's up. That's the important thing. He's up. That's where Joe will be getting fuller and fuller. Unfortunate for Toby Summers, but let's go back to what's on the track. The important thing is Toby's up and is running around. Even his wife saw it go down, and no swearing from the wife there. We've got a yellow flag out there. That's disappointing for Toby Summers, but right now David Hall, he is holding the lead there and holding it very, very well. 107.7, a 107.5 for Toby, 107.5 for Avalon Biddle. We've still got Toby Summers' time up there, and Seth Devereux will be the man that's 3rd place in the podium. Seth's not under any threat. Where we going? That's the orange bike down there. We've got a lapper. We're looking for this battle coming out of the Higgins corner between Rogan Chandler and Ashton Hughes. And as usual, Ashton stronger coming out of Higgins along the back straight there. They pull up side by side. Ashton's almost, in fact, Rogan Chandler would have been able to see his front wheel, would have been able to hear him. So Ashton putting all the pressure on Rogan Chandler as they come down. There'll be no passing down into turn 1. There, the yellow flag's out there. It's still remaining static there. The lights are flashing on, and that's all to do with the fact that there's a bike parked up the side, and if anyone has an incident they can pile into it. That's the rules. It's always been the rules. Well done with the marshals and that. Looking out to David Hall going back into the hairpin there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the gap he's got now. He's just sneaking away. There's only 4 laps to go, about 3.5 now as they head down the centre straight here at Manfeild. So we had a look at the Toby Summers crash on the Ctas replay and just lost the front quite early into the corner. So that's just how hard these guys have been pushing. But it is David Hall leading into Higgins. He's got a few lapped riders to contend with, and just hopefully get a couple of them down the straight there and not hinder him too much. But he's got a decent 100-odd metre gap back to Avalon Biddle there in 2nd place. So Av probably just happy with 2nd place now that she's seen Toby fall off, and just thinking of the championship. But here we go with David Hall around turn 7 out onto the front straight. He's going to have 3 laps to go, and he's in charge of this 18-lap 600 Supersport race at the moment.
Impressive ride there for Tarbin Walker there in 10th spot. He's just one behind Dylan Telford. This is the first of the 2 Superstock bikes. 3rd in that is off to the next screen. So Dylan Telford on the Envy Augusta in position number 9. Tarbin Walker from Wongnea in 21. See his mother Cairo and partner, his mother's partner Michael down there in pit lane. They've come over from Australia to help support their this lad there. So great to see Tarbin Walker out there on the track. Where's those lead bikes there? David Hall goes in under a lapper there into the hairpin and out of the hairpin. Absolutely on fire. I think from memory he's had 2 New Zealand Superbike Championship wins. He had a magic one at Hampton Downs in a wet conditions, and I think he also had a win at Timaru about 3 or 4 seasons ago. But David Hall had some wins at Whanganui as well. Absolutely impressive. David Hall, he is going to take this to the line, and it's all about consistency. But no disrespect to Avalon Biddle, mate. He's just riding like fire. A 107.675 in the last lap, a 107.961. Avalon Biddle in 2nd spot there. So that's a 1.4 second deficit. So one wonders what Avalon Biddle's thinking. She's all right. She's got the points lead. She's just got to bring it home there right now with 2 laps to go.
Absolutely brilliant from David Hall. What a massive advantage he's got. 2 laps to go. They go down into the yellow flags are gone from turn 1, so a full credit to the marshals there for their work down there. But David Hall leads out of turn 1 up into the run to turn 2 and running into turn 3. He is still pushing quite hard, Spider, so absolutely brilliant to see how focused he is out there. The lap and a half to go, and looking for some good quality championship points. There we go to Avalon Biddle in 2nd place, and Seth Devereux now up into 3rd place. So a good consistent ride from Seth sees him in here at a podium position so far. And that great battle for 4th and 5th with Rogan and Ashton, the 2 Vic Club boys, hammer and tongs the whole race. So absolutely brilliant. And Rogan just ahead of Ashton as they head into the left-hander and start the head down the centre straight here at Manfeild. But there it is, David Hall running down the back straight at the moment. Avalon Biddle, the number 3 yellow machine, in 2nd place with Aussie Performance and Kawasaki on board there. MTF Finance along behind Avalon Biddle in her quest. She'll take a massive chunk of points into Taupo next round if she can finish off this one in second place. White flag out and 1 lap to go. David Hall get in behind the dairy farmer from Te Awamutu. What a ride he's had, and he is now out in front of this one and just got to bring it home with Avalon Bill there in second place and Seth Devereaux sitting in a good third at the moment.
Yeah, man, a few words too, Neil Ritchie said when he was being interviewed last time. Well, he's got a bit more to say because he's right out in the lead of the race, and I'm not going to put the commentator's curse on, but it'd be good to see David Hall have a win. Avalon Biddle in second, Seth Devereaux. Rogan Chandler still holds on to that fourth place, but Ashton Hughes giving them the curry up. In fact, Ashton's got in front there. We're going through turn 3, and Ashton on the number 7. He was 7th in the New Zealand Superbike Championships last year. Avalon's running the number 3. She was 3rd. Of course, we don't have the winner there. They moved on to another class, but this battle's going on for 4th place, and it is Ashton Hughes getting better and better all weekend. Rogan Chandler, he's trying his best, but Ashton just that little bit quicker down the main straight there. It'll come down to lappers, I think, I'm sure, around through the Higgins. They'll find a lapper somewhere amongst, I reckon they're going to come across a lapper in the Go Media Quarter. The white flag is out. This is the final lap of the final Supersport 600. We've got 3 races next weekend at Taupo. Here we go. David Hall takes the checkered flag, then it's Avalon Biddle. Who's it going to be for 3rd place? Of course, it's going to be Seth Devereaux. Devious. He gets it. That's number 3 going through, I think. And is it going to be Ashton Hughes coming through? In fact, Rogan Chandler has got him back. Rogan Chandler comes through in 4th spot with Ashton Hughes taking 5th spot there. Richie Dibben, we haven't talked about Richie much this time. He's back there in about 6th or 7th place. Yeah, wow, outstanding racing there, Brad Ritchie.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, full credit to David Hall. What a ride from David. Absolutely brilliant. The PJ Racing prepared machine with Pirelli tyres on board. Thanks to all the team behind David Hall. Look at that big wheelie down the centre straight. Full class from David Hall. And a great 600 Supersport win. Avalon Biddle, a sensible ride for Avalon, finishing up in 2nd place and taking a big points advantage. He had a 9-point advantage coming into this one. She'll take another 20 points for that 2nd place. So a 29-point advantage, a race in hand going into the final race, final round, at Taupo next weekend. So full credit to Avalon Biddle and her team. Seth Devereaux returned to the podium for Seth. That's his first podium up here in the North Island. He'll be pretty excited about that. Rogan Chandler and Ashton Hughes, the 2 Vic Club boys, what a great battle they had the entire race, with Rogan finishing in 4th, Ashton Hughes in 5th, and then go back to Richie Dibben there in 6th place. Dale Finch got through in 7th, Nathan Jane in 8th. Dylan Telford, that's the first of our Super Stock 600. They had a Tarbin Walker there, so that's a good little battle they had for the Super Stock 600 honours. And well done to David Hall heading into Parc Fermé now, so full credit to David. And 18 lap race around here, and drama aplenty with Toby Summers, the Carl Cox Motorsport Mad Love Media machine, down in turn 1 mid-race. And just when the championship had started to come alive, unfortunately for Toby, another crash into turn 1. So that's more drama here at NZSBK. So another big thanks to all our sponsors on board this weekend for making it possible, and the amazing work of our volunteers and flag marshals and all the officials out there. So there's over 1,000 man hours been put into this 2-day meeting here at Manfeild, round 4. So over 1,000 man hours go into this event. Volunteer man hours as well. So absolutely brilliant stuff from all of the volunteers and officials involved. And look at that podium. We'll cross down to Neil, who's got our Race 3 Supersport 600 podium.
Well, here we go, a sensational program to congratulate our Supersport 600 and Seth Devereaux. You've been working hard for this one, mate. What was the secret that time?
Oh, the secret not only this time but all weekend is those two boys. Man, without them, I mean, I don't know where I'd be lost. So grateful to them and the whole crew, Underground Brown and Mega Motorcycle Centre. Without all those guys, it just wouldn't happen. I'm so grateful to be here.
Well done, Seth. It was exceptional. Did you feel you had an opportunity? You knew those other three men for an 18-lapper, weren't they, pushing it hard? And you just knew you could stay with them.
I didn't know I could stay with them, and I sometimes I fiddle a little too much. When I say sometimes, I mean often. And I made a clutch change because I didn't have enough clutch fibres to get through the weekend, so I made it interesting on the braking, which was where it had been strong all weekend. But it meant I had to change some things and found speed elsewhere. So it was just it was a really tough weekend coming here. I hadn't been here since 2013 or something, and for a lot of these guys it's their home track. So I mean, hats off to David Hall. For me, rider of the weekend is someone that's considered underdog a lot of the time, does a lot of his own work with Pete, and absolutely rode the wheels off it, put the pressure on Avalon and Toby until Toby made a mistake and Avalon had to give up. How good. How good.
Yeah. Beautiful words, Seth. Hear that, Seth Devereaux. Great stuff. Wicked. Avalon, just how good now is this racing? Because, David, that's the first number one position he's had. He's only waited 15 races to do it, but he's got there. And we lost Toby again, but that's to be expected almost, isn't it? Rough, I know. But there you go. You capitalised. And how you feeling?
I'm feeling knackered, to be honest. It was a really difficult race. I didn't feel like the grip was as good then, maybe the hotter temperature and using the same front tyre as the race before. I had some big moments on the front end and I don't normally have to ride that hard, and when both Dave and Toby came past, I'm like, I can't let them get away. And I really tried to stick with them. I think I hung on the back of Toby, but I could see Dave pulling away, running awesome pace. So congrats to Dave and Pete. They run a good outfit there on a small budget, so to take a win is awesome for them. And yeah, I'm just really happy to come away with the points championship lead and a couple of wins this weekend is an awesome result. So thanks to my mum, Ozzy, Jake. Craig Shearis is always a good man to have around in our pit this weekend. So yeah, thank you to everyone, MTF and Kawasaki as well, for supporting me.
Let's hear it, Avalon Biddle. Well done. Well, David, the other two have given you the credit you deserved. Again, you're cutting that grass, and it's lucky you're a dairy farmer to know how close it was, because, mate, that's the line. And the words, I think, of Grant Ramage, he reckons there's a whole 2 metres to be made up by hugging that corner and the one at the other end. So you knew how to make up 2 metres along the straight. Every bit counted.
Yeah. When I look back, it sort of didn't matter, but because there's a bit of a gap, and I thought they were right behind me. But yeah, no, it's good. I just...
Well, what was the secret? What do you like? You've waited 15 races to do it. What was the secret?
Oh no, everything works sometimes, but it worked good today. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just had the pace, and I sat behind Avalon. Everyone tells me to sit behind, so I sat behind her. And then Toby come past, so then yeah, they were fucking it. Yeah, so I just sped up and passed them. It was not too easy for once. I don't know, it just happened. Yeah, I don't know.
Well done. There he is, laid back, isn't he, folks? So well done. What a fantastic podium. And in fact, from a levelling vein, what about that? We've had a Triumph, the Kawasaki and a Suzuki, so the manufacturers have shared the glory today. A sensational Pirelli podium once again. Let's hear it. They are awesome. Well done. You're going to have to do it. Yes, yep.